You're not going to believe this. You're going to think I've actually gone mad. In fact, some of you, after watching this video, are going to think that I've gone completely stark raving bonkers because I've just invested £1.4 million into commercial property. I've bought a small industrial estate and I'm going to tell you all about it in this video. If you're new to my channel and you love entrepreneurship, you love business and you want to grow your business, then this is the YouTube channel that you should be subscribing to. Make sure you subscribe and hit that little notification bell so that when we bring out new videos, the gods of YouTube can let you know. Guys, if you're new to the channel, let me just wander you down a path into my life. Not only have I been a person that has been criticising the government on some of the things they've done around furlough and the pandemic and all of that and helping business owners grow their business, I actually have my own business. I employ 500 people and I've invested heavily into real estate. And as I've got older, I've invested heavily into commercial real estate. The type of real estate I like is little industrial units. I've got lots of them and I've just bought 22 more of them with planning permission to build another 22. It's very difficult to give you context of this in the studio, so I'm going to take you there right now. And here we are, this is Red Lions Business Park. So I bought this last Wednesday. I've been working on this deal for about a year. I had some real struggles getting the funding for it because it was just about to complete before coronavirus. And then the banks poured all the funding on it. But anyway, never being deterred as I never am, I managed to find a way of doing it. So we bought this for £1.4 million. And it's a little bit more than I would have liked to have paid for it because of my return on investment rules. Basically, my very simple rules when it comes to properties. I like to get a 10% return on rent for the capital that I've paid for something. If I bought something for £1 million, I would want at least £100,000 a year rent back. This I paid 1.4 million and I'm only getting £110,000 rent back. Still a very good yield. What I need to do is increase it, and I've got plenty of ways how we can massively increase it. And what I think we can achieve on this site is about a £350,000 rent roll, but I've got to spend another £1.5 million to make that happen. It's big money, gang, but this stuff always rents out. This is in Essex, little units like this. I mean, this person here, he sells military wear. He sells army stuff and stuff like that. This person's a commercial electrician. This person's a chippy. This is a carpet person. This is a car person. We've got someone here that sells watches to TK Maxx. We've got someone that sprays cars. We've got someone that has got a massive, and I mean a huge, massive eBay business. So I'll buy all these and you can claim all the interest back, lowest stamp duty when you buy commercial property, and this stuff will always rent out. I know the patch, and I've got lots of other stuff like this. But the question is, should I have invested £1.4 million into buying something like this in a pandemic, in coronavirus? I think property is a real long-term investment plan. You're buying it now, hopefully it will double in value every 10 years like property always does, and you'll always be able to rent this stuff. I do easy in, easy out leases, so there's not real strong leases in place. I'm going to put on some of the bigger units strong leases if people want to have that, but I give small business owners the comfort that they can really start to scale up their business without complicated leases in place, but give them the assurances of building something fantastic should they want to. So when I'm looking at property, you know, I'm always trying to get that good return on investment, at least a 10% rent roll for the amount of capital that I buy the business for. So as close to a 20% return on investment as possible. And I've done loads of videos about return on investment, so go and check the YouTube channel out for that. I'll put a link up to one that you can go and check that out. Over here, I'm going to start building a container park. There's these things here. It costs you about £3,500 to buy a good one of these with condensation, air vents, and a bit of electric in. I can rent them for about £250 to £350 a month. So that's a great way of increasing the value of the site. I'm going to put 10 of them around here. I'm going to put some 20-foots along there. But up here, this is where the real magic begins. Adding value point number 2, gang, is this piece of grassland behind me, which doesn't look like much, but actually I've got planning permission here to build 22 more industrial units, small little units up to sort of 2,500 square foot each. So I've got to spend about £1.5 million quid, might even get up to 2 million. I'm getting all the quotes in right now. So this is what I'm like. Most people would build them, sell them. You know, you could get 250, 300,000 per unit. I like to buy and keep, so I'll be building them and then renting them out all individually. A couple of big plus points here as well. It's so close to my main head office at Marsh Farm, so we can easily manage it with all of our other properties. And if I need the land for any of my businesses, for open storage on any of my businesses, it's fantastic. Point number 4, come with me. 3, come with me. Big one where we can add value is we can start renting out all these car parking spaces to courier companies that want to store vehicles in secured yards. I've also got another yard that I'm building over there, which I'm not going to show you right now, but that's point number 4 of adding value. Point number 5 of adding value here really is management of the site. You can start seeing, rubbish being left over the ground, and it's been happening for so long that all the tenants have now become relaxed about just not respecting the site. Day one of us coming in, we've got our teaming, clearing, sorting CCTV out, moving stuff, laying down the law of what's acceptable. And I can see us in sort of 3 or 4 years, once we've built all of that site, we bought that 1.5 million, that's in at 3.5 million with 2 million that we're spending over there. We can get the rent up to 350,000, get it revalued at 6 million. I think that's a really good doubt. I mean, there's units everywhere. I mean, that's another unit down there. This is another unit. It's so big and so much potential to turn this into something that's really good. And as a business owner, what I then do is I create these sites so that I can then give them back to Party Man in terms of security for banking so that we can borrow more money to put into the main business. This gives me comfort, gang, so that when we have coronavirus and pandemics and stuff like that, I know that I've got big chunky amounts of real estate around us so that us as a business can weather any of those storms. This is what I always say about companies. You should be building 4 companies. Company 1 is the company you are today. Company 2 is the company you really want to be, the business that's finished. Company number 3 is a media and marketing company. That's why I make these YouTube videos to boost our media presence. And then company 4 is a property investment company. So you extract the profits out of your operating companies, 50% of those profits, shove them into real estate. As time jogs along, you then build a really strong real estate portfolio so that your business can always survive. Companies like Thomas Cook never did that. And so that when things get a bit tough, the market just takes you out because you've got no assets to offer up as valuable security. Now you might be thinking, well, how's he funded this? Let me tell you now. I tried to get this funded with the bank. I got Savills to do a valuation. I was so close, but all the banks withdrawed at the beginning of the pandemic. So I done a private mortgage. I put a big chunky deposit down, a £400,000 deposit to the vendors, and I said I'd pay the balance of the £1 million over 15 years at a 3% private mortgage. They agreed to do that, and that's how I did it. So I still had to find the big chunky deposit. That's how you get these things over the line. You've got to think outside the box. You've got to think creatively. And that's the entrepreneurs that are going to survive through this economic downturn, the ones that think outside the box. So if you're enjoying this type of stuff and you're serious about growing your business, why don't you go and check out the James Sinclair podcast? This is the podcast where I coach business owners on their challenges in their business. Like I had this challenge at this place about funding it and buying it, but I help other people. So check out the business broadcast. That's the podcast that business owners love to learn how to grow their business. I'll put a link in the video description on how you can find that. And maybe you want to get on the podcast and have a conversation with me. I'd love to have a conversation with you. And subscribe to the YouTube channel by clicking here. And if you want to see my return on investment video about how to work out return on investments on anything you do in your business, watch the video by clicking here. And I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.